Famous.
There you go. Welcome to the first episode of the Nearly Famous podcast. And today we are talking about Amsterdam nights. So this here is the Chow sitting to my right.
Hello.
Queen of Amsterdam.
Indeed. And also swimming. We'll get into that at a later date. Then we've got Fat Dan.
Yep. King of the canals.
Indeed.
Yep.
And lines.
I'm good at painting lines. I used to do it for a career at Old Trafford.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And then you've got the talent, which is me.
Yep.
Obviously. Standard. Right. So who wants to kick it off? First Amsterdam story that we've all gone on as well.
Oh, first Amsterdam story.
Go for it.
Well, I don't know. Where do you start with Amsterdam? It's such a cultural city.
Mate, it's so different from the UK, isn't it?
Beautiful architecture. You know, the streets are cobbled and everyone's got a bee in their bonnet. They're all hustling and bustling about their day.
The Anne Frank Museum.
Anne Frank Museum. Went there. That was quite nice.
Have
you actually been?
Genuinely walked past it many times. Yeah.
Heineken Museum.
No, I might have even gone in there. I went into the Sex Museum.
Yeah.
I got photos going around there. That's a weird fucking place.
In fact, yeah, that's a good point, actually. The first ever time, I, basically went to a theatre and saw people fuck. You know, it's quite
oh my
quite an
God,
experience.
yeah. Right. So
I just remember the story.
basically a few euros. We get 2 free drink tokens. In you go, you sit down in your seat. It's like going to the Regis Centre. If you don't know what that is, it's like a bloody Queen Alexandra Theatre in Bognor. It's basically an old school like theatre where, you know, back in the day, my sister used to do drama productions, and I would go to this theatre in Amsterdam, and instead of watching people perform art, they'd be fucking right in front of you and doing all sorts of depraved stuff, even getting a lucky cunt out of the crowd and fucking his day up, or giving him a good smile, one of the two.
Well, yeah, the first time I went, I was 18, right? And we went, and we arrived, we went by coach, right? So never go by coach. Drive, take a plane, never go by... Although it was quite funny, we were on the back of the bus, right, where the cool kids hang out. And there were some Irish lads, and we just started getting smashed on the way to Amsterdam. So we're all excited. First time, we get dropped off in the middle of nowhere at 6:30 in the morning. And we just, I don't know why, we just expected party everywhere. People to be running around like, woo! It was a ghost town. People riding around on bikes. We're lugging around suitcase. Absolutely fuming, like, what is this? This is Amsterdam.
What day of the week was it?
Oh, it's like a Thursday as well, because we went for a long weekend. Yeah, fuming. But then we trolled around looking for a place. We found eventually somewhere to eat, right? And it was like, right, let's get a fry-up, a typical UK breakfast, we thought. Right, and this geezer starts cooking it. He goes, oh, yeah, I'll do you a fry-up. He goes, oh, an English breakfast for the English. My first time doing it. And we're like, oh, all right.
High expectations.
He fucked up so bad. Right, he didn't have beans, right, and that's a staple.
What the fuck did he use instead?
Mate, it was shit. Herbie sausages. Now that's a debate.
I like
I like a Herbie sausage.
Yeah.
Right, no, yeah, okay, but I didn't at the time. I've got into them a little bit now, but I still prefer like your standard Richmond or something. But Herbie sausages, and then he puts loads of this like green parsley and all that like all over the egg. Oh, mate.
Delicate.
And then he comes over and he's like, how was it, boys? And we were like, yeah. And sell out. He's like, just like home, mate. And then we all walked out. We were like, oh, shit, was it?
Didn't have the balls to tell him. Fucking hell.
I know, they were just nice
You could
guys.
have ruined his career. He could have gone on to be a great chef if you'd given him honest feedback.
But anyway, like any 18-year-old, as soon as we did find our hotel and checked in, the first thing we do, we get to the hotel desk and we see all these like, you know, like little cards on the desk of what you can do. So things like in England, it'd be like the Chelsea Flower Show. Or something like that. Well, over here, the first one that I picked up, how to do magic mushrooms safely.
What?
Yeah, mad. And we were like, this place is quality. Right, so then we were like, right, like every budding 18-year-old first time in Amsterdam, first thing we want to do is get out there and find the Anne Frank Museum.
No, it's not.
Okay, we tried to find the red light, right? So we go around, we're looking for the red light, and we're just walking around in circles. And we had a game plan. We'd heard from a few people that had gone before, like, when you don't know it, stick to the touristy trails a little bit. Don't go down any seedy dark alleys by yourself or anything, right? And we're walking along, and all of a sudden we're walking round and round because Amsterdam's like a big spider web. You can just go in circles. And at one point we'd been walking for about 2 hours and saw the same massive Chinese restaurant. We're like, fuck. We're just going around in circles, please. We need to find somewhere. So we're occasionally looking at like maps on buses, and we're like, right, this way. Let's just walk this way. So we go off, and then eventually all the shops start getting a little bit seedier, right? So there's like porn shops and everything. And Si turns around, he's like, oh, boys, we're getting close.
And you still not found the red light?
Had still not found it. So, we start knowing we're close because it goes from like one sort of sex shop, 3 sex shops, several sex shops. And then we're walking along and there's this real muddy path, right, between 2 sort of like buildings, real dark alleyway, right, even though it's the middle of daylight, real dark alleyway, and there's like no cobbled street or anything, right? And bearing in mind we've said, we're not gonna go down any dodgy streets until we know where we are. We see loads of guys standing at the end of this alley, right, that look like they're all the drug dealers that hang about and stuff. And as soon as he see it, side goes this way. We're all like, yeah, this way. So we go straight down there, bopping. And out the corner of my eye, you know, when you're walking down shops, you start seeing mannequins in shop windows and stuff. So I see a couple mannequins, and then like I shit my pants, right? Because then all of a sudden one of the mannequin's legs, right, moves and actually like lifts her leg up out of like this window, and stops me walking in my track. And I turn around and I realised it wasn't mannequins.
You had found it.
We'd found
They were whores,
the
Chris.
whores. And like any 18-year-old with a big smile on my face, we ran like little schoolgirls into the nearest pub, giggling. Like, oh, look at them ladies. It was amazing. But yeah, that was like the first time going around. Since then, we got hairs on our chest and things sort of developed.
They got a bit fucked up after that, didn't they, Chris?
Oh, go on, give us an example.
Oh, well, I was actually quite sad to see one time when I got to Amsterdam, you know. We were going through one of the video stores and they'd recently banned animal porn. I mean, what?
Oh my God.
What the hell were they thinking? You know, all these poor dogs who are just wanting a bit of fun. They were told you can't fuck people anymore.
I mean,
you
they
certainly can't do it in front of
They had them
camera.
in shops, didn't it?
I know, it was crazy. And they had all these DVDs in a bargain bin. We were like, that's nuts. Like, fucking, they were like, yeah, they're fucking like €1 each. We just want to get rid of them.
What,
We're banned.
for the
We can't sell them
animal
anymore. Yeah, so me and my friend, we bought Husky Fuckers 6. And we were planning to have a lads' night and watch it. But apparently his missus didn't like Husky Fuckers 6, so made him throw it away when he got home. And I think that's bang out of order
Out of
myself.
order.
Never got to see
Celebrity
it.
animals.
Waste of €1.
Waste of a year. That is outrageous. In fact, when we went in there like years later, walked in. Are we using people's names? He won't mind. But Carlos, right? We walk into a shop with Carlos, and he straight into this section. He goes, "Excuse me, mate." Loads of people's in there. Where's your animal porn section? And then like all these people like turn around like shocked faces, like what? And then this guy goes, "Oh no, we had to ban these." And he's like, "Well, that's fucking bollocks. We've come all this way for nothing." And he storms out. You should see the people's faces.
I can imagine that.
Oh, he loves it. But yeah, go on, Chow. Tell us one of your stories.
Well, I've only got one. I don't think we should tell it yet.
Oh, you saving onto it? Been a couple of times. She's only got one. All right. Well, I'll start. Well, there was one we took out. This guy called Jim Tuckett was his name. His name was Jim, right? And the backstory is one of my.
Why will he tuck it?
Right, yeah. So Jim Tuckett. The reason he got Tuckett is because we all played ball.
That's it. Just tuck it up. That's what
And it was every shot he would take, right? He would try and snooker you, right? So tuck it behind one of his balls,
okay.
right? And it was like if he got 2 shots off someone, he would miss his first shot, and then he would tuck it. So it was Jim will tuck it. And anyway, this guy's like 84 years old. And the reason he's come out there is because he's heard that all the boys are going out. We usually go out with like between 10 and 30 people sometimes. It's been pretty mad. And at one point we were going like 3 or 4 times a year, just lads' holidays. So anyway, my mate's dad is coming out there with us, right? And he hears Jim hears about it and says, "I've never been to Amsterdam." And he goes, "Oh, it'd be quite fun to go." And his missus, right, bless her cobblers, was like, "You're going with the boys to Amsterdam," right? And then they were like, "Oh, do you mind an old boy coming along?" We were
He was
like,
a good old boy, though.
mate. We were like, "Nah, that's all right, mate. You can go
Were
along."
you there on that?
I was there, yeah.
Oh, but the funny thing was, he's the dad's talking to him, and he goes, "Jim, don't worry. Like, we'll leave early. The boys will be out all night, right?" He's like, we'll sort of leave the pub sort of 9 o'clock, be in the hotel by 10, that sort of thing. Don't want to overdo it. Jim turns around to him and goes, "Fuck that. I want to be out with the boys."
He was all right, actually.
Mate, he was.
They did go in a lot earlier than us, but they were actually sort of
Yeah.
like, they were hanging in there, weren't
Mate, he was drinking like a champ, though. To be fair,
He didn't
mate.
even seem drunk either. He did sink them, didn't he?
He was sinking them. But the thing, one time, you see, when he's playing me, Jim will tuck it. He beat me a game of pool. Like, I don't know. Everyone started screaming. You know when you sort of just take it easy and all that. It's like, all right, I'll try.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I'm pretty good at pool. But Jim will
Lies,
tuck it.
people, it's lies.
Jim will tuck it. Did take one off me, and then he got all excited, and I crushed him the next game, obviously, and we left there 1-1, and I thought that was a good place to leave. He comes out with us to this one particular pub, which is like 24-hour after the sort of strip club, and he's been going for it right all weekend. This second weekend, and he didn't believe us because this particular pub overlooks the blue light section of the red light district, which is blue light is for the transsexuals and the gay windows.
Tasty Arnold Schwarzenegger lookalikes.
Yeah, there's some real geezers down there, mate, packing some serious heat.
They can bench some serious fucking kilos.
But there was one right down there dancing away who looked just like a woman, like so much so we were like, "Is that
Get your dick
actually?"
out, yeah.
Yeah, get your dick out. We're getting excited. Like, what is that? Right, but we're actually is that just a red light worker working in the blue light? Because I've never seen one up to this is about the 7th, 8th time I've been there. We've never seen one that you couldn't tell was a man, and like this one, by all accounts, was fit. And and we're talking, "Jim, that's a man, mate. Mate, fuck off. He's got tits."
Go on then, Jim.
And we were like, "Well, you can say what you want, but the blue light section means that they were born a man, right? And that's where people go because like they're homosexual or openly. That's where they'll go. That's the blue light." So we were like, "Yeah, that's not just a woman, Jim." And he's like, "Fucking no, I'm gonna go have a look." Right? So he goes down there, right? And then Cole's dad is obviously at the window, gives a little tap. He's like, "Yeah, you alright?" And she starts dancing, like going wild. And she comes out, right? And she starts motorboating Cole's dad, which is like hilarious, right?
How's she even doing that?
Right, well, she comes out of the window because they were sort of knocking and talking.
Yeah, okay,
right?
got rapport with this one.
Got rapport. Some of them come out, you have a laugh at them, but other ones are horrible and will eat your soul. But yeah, so she grabs his end, starts motorboating, and he's like, "Hey!" We're like, "What's going on? This trip stays is just going weird," right? And then Jim walks around the corner. He goes, "What? You all right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "You a man?" And he's like, "What?" And she goes, "You got one of them?" And then this tranny's like laughing and goes, "Yeah, I got one of them." He's like, "Let's have a look." Like, "Jim, mate, you got to pay for that. Get away." But yeah, bless him. And then afterwards, after the weekend, 3 months later, he ended up having a stroke. So probably related from going a bit too hard. But, yeah, but he's all right now.
That's
so,
all right. Fair play.
At
Happy
least
days.
he went out and had fun.
Mate, it was he did
I
well.
thought you meant he might have had a stroke on his own one of them.
A little stroke of his own.
Got
You
home a
never
couple of
know.
weeks later. I thought, I'll have a little fucking
People
go
do
on
go
that.
disappearing in Amsterdam. "Where were you?" "Oh, yeah, I just had to go get some money out." "Oh, right. An hour." Yeah, okay.
I actually got lost. I actually was asleep on a bench until old Bill told me to get up and
In
sort my life out.
Amsterdam?
But all my mates at that time thought I'd gone off and banged a whore. But no, I'd just been asleep on a bench. But the night before, I'd ate like 24 of these herbal ecstasy tablets. The only recommended dosage like 2 or 3. So Fat Danny just eats 24 of the fuckers. Me and my mate Justin, yeah, we were worse for wear. The next day, I didn't drink a single drop, and Bill says to me, "Dan, you're a man of extremes. You're not even having a beer today. What is wrong with you?" I was like, "I don't want anything today, mate."
Mate, I've seen it before. You've literally curled up to a bucket of KFC by yourself.
Yeah.
You've gone by about 8 o'clock in the evening.
That's it.
Done.
I go fast and I go then I'll go to bed.
He goes hard and then he's all out.
I've got the smart shops over there, haven't they? I mean, that's it. We
Grinder cleaner.
It's got a few mushroom stories, but I think it tops it all with the grinder cleaner, doesn't it? You know, this one time, me and Carl basically we were like had the last few euros, and we were like, "What should we spend it on?" And we were like, "Fuck it, let's get some E's." And this geezer, he's like, "Yeah, I've got some E's. Look at these. These are Supermen. These look fucking banging." So we pay for them. We take them. I always chew them up to check the legitimacy of the pill, and
Scientific.
I'm like, "Fucker, this is a tropical smint." It's actually the branding of smint.
You shut up.
Triangled, yeah, literally a tropical smint. And me and Cole spent our last few euros on a tropical smint. We were like, I was like, after that, I was like, I'm not buying street drugs out there, and they tell you not to because they're all shit. So we start looking to these smart shops, and one time we're like, "Have you got anything that like mirrors the effects of ecstasy?" And they're like, "Yeah, we got this stuff. It's called grinder cleaner." And I'm like, "It's just drink like what, half a vial, or do you want to go party hard, vial each?" We're like, me and Carl, vial each, you know. All this grinder cleaner, and
By the way, the warning label, because I read that grinder cleaner, says not fit for human
it does
consumption.
indeed, and that's what I was getting to, because literally
And
I
they were
was
selling this in a shop.
45 minutes in. We learned. I'll get into that, but 45 minutes in, I'm like, not feeling anything. I'm looking at my vial. I'm like, what the fuck? Not fit for human consumption. Grinder cleaner. I'm like, Cole, we've been fucking done a kipper here, mate. Look at this. This is bollocks, mate. We've just been fed a load of grinder cleaner. Right, fuck it. Off we go. We're marching to the smart shop. We're going to fucking have it out with them.
And can I quickly ask, right?
Yeah.
I imagine like a grinder, like a
Like
weed grinder.
Yeah, that's what it is
and
to
is
clean
that
that.
to clean it?
Well,
But then how can
it's not, because that's the thing. We start marching to the smart shop. Next thing you know, me and Carl climbing all over each other, saying how much we love each other. We've realised that it's all of a sudden kicked in. We're like, this is all right, actually. And what it is, obviously, the old Bill don't know, or you're not allowed to sell these products. You know, you're not allowed to sell a research chemical that mimics the effects of MDMA because that's illegal. So therefore, they sell it as grinder cleaner. Do not consume this. It won't clean your grinder for shit.
Oh, I get it. Oh, do you know, I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's it,
So we ended up started climbing all over each other, and then our mates saw us in the state, and they were like, "Fucking sign us up today!" And they all went and got themselves a bit of grinder cleaner and all, and everyone had a lovely evening in Amsterdam.
I did not partake in the grinder cleaner because I saw all of you lot with it in full effect by the time, and I thought, fuck that. I'll stick
But
to getting
the
wrecked.
grinder cleaner did lead on to a few extra events, such as other friends who we won't name names, but a few bets got made and people were a bit skint, and previously other things had happened, which I'm sure we'll get onto in this podcast, but people ended up going to visit transsexuals. And you mentioned earlier,
hang on a minute.
homosexuals is not always a case, 'cause
wait.
these guys are categorically straight, and they were both at it like rabbits with the trannies.
So let's get this right. The person who shall not be named
Yeah.
in this story, they're not allowed to be named in this story.
Well,
Will that cause problems?
they asked for it to strictly not be taken back to England. I think it got out to a few people.
It got around quick. Right? It got around quick. Well, you see, the thing is, right, people out there, they all try to get you to do things that you don't want to do just because it's funny.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're getting wasted and you're in a relationship, and I'm definitely not going to cheat, I'm definitely not going to... People get them drunk and they try to get them to go in there just for, like, a little test, just because it's funny, really. I think other people are standing there laughing when other people mess up. Which isn't particularly great, but that's what a bunch of wreckheads sort of do when they're all out without their missus. And this one, like, everyone says no all the time. No, not going to do it, not going to do it. No, you'll never get me to do it. And people place money in things, and we go out with a few people have been well off, successful businessmen who are rich and like they've made offers. Like, you know, I was offered, mate, I'll put 10 grand into your bank account if you go in to see a blue light. And I'm going to pick, and he has to have a sledgehammer to do it.
Oh.
So I know my price is not 10 grand. So
Bottle shop, mate.
I bottled it.
People have been offered a price though, have they?
I know.
Like, people ask that
Oh,
question all
People
the
say
time.
that, and then
10 grand's a lot. We got fucking one of my mates doing for 300 euros.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, 100 euros each, 3 of us, and one of the geezers was trying not to pay, trying to bump off the bill. We're like, come on.
Mate, 300 quid.
That's cheap.
He showed me his arse afterwards. It was savage.
No,
It was all bruised. Like he was in the bathroom, like moisturising his arsehole, and it's like in agony. And I'm like, it's like, oh, you've got to see it. And he bent over, spread his cheeks, and he'd been ruined, mate.
Absolutely. But right, I'm going to tell you now, for 300 quid, if they do it for 300 quid, it's because they wanted to do it in the first
Oh
place.
yeah, he's geese.
Yeah.
He's to be honest, he just loves making love, mate. That's his niche.
Just his niche.
That's his niche. He's a love machine.
He's not a complainer.
No, he's not. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, this other guy, when it came up, it was like, look, the offer, everyone starts low, was if you go into a blue light, we'll pay for a red light. Right? And
What's that, like 50 quid?
50 euro.
Carl tried bumping him off as well.
Mate, it was, well, because you've never seen someone accept it so fast. It wasn't for like...
he offered him 2 red lights.
Yeah, 2 red lights. That's it. 2
He paid
red
for
lights.
the blue and 2 reds.
He'll pay for the blue, but he'll also pay him 2 reds. And and this guy just thought, quick maths. That's good. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Quick, come out.
I don't think he got grilled.
He
He
didn't.
nods
He
on
didn't.
it.
Yeah, it was only to receive oral. But
And Carl watched.
then we had to verify the story because people were chipping in for the 2 reds. Right, so we had to get someone to watch. But the thing is, the guy who watched, you know you're watching, and we know you secretly love a blue light yourself. But he volunteers to watch. Oh, I don't want to go watch, and he's straight in there. And then like there were things that happened in that room which came to light afterwards, which were not agreed upon before going in that room.
No, he volunteered. All
He
that.
volunteered it all. So the person observing,
Yeah.
right, cups the tranny and sucks his boobies while she's giving oral to the person who's getting paid to receive it. And then, like, because when he came out, he goes, I'm not gay, mate. You paid me 2 reds to go in there. That don't make me gay. And anyway, so Carl's giving him a bit of, like, dib going, well, you're definitely bi now, mate. That's it. And he goes, well, you cupped him while sucking his tits. and then Carl then reveals, like, well, you sucked him off. No one paid you to suck him off. And we were like, well, there was things that happened in that room. We'll never get to the point. But all of a sudden, we were like, what, we don't want to know. Go enjoy yourself. There's your reds. But there you go.
You guys have said a name.
Who?
Yeah, we
We-
drop
we
Carl in
not
there all the
supposed
time.
Oh, Carl, mate. No, don't worry about Carl.
Okay.
There's
Plenty of
different-
TVs
it's
where
not
he's
the Carl
going.
you might be thinking of. It's a different one. No,
There's a
but
lot of Carls.
also one of my mates, the one we paid 300 euros to go do it. Afterwards, when he was skin, he wanted us to pay for him to go do a red light. So we were like, only if we can pick. And there's a little tasty little corner where you got a few overweight women and
Wait. To describe one of these women, because I've gone down there.
like
It's
Tom and
Church
Jerry, the
Corner,
mum
innit?
and Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, Monster Alley.
Thomas.
Right. I walked past. There's this girl who's taken up 2 windows. Right, and I kid you not, she's got 3 chairs. She sat on one, right, laid right back like this. Right, 3 chairs. A leg is bent up on either other chair like that, right?
Oh,
And
no.
she's huge. Right, she's got to weigh about 35 stone. Right, and she sat there in like all this
Lingerie.
lacy lingerie and that, right? And she's eating a massive grab bag of crisps. It's all falling over her. It was like, what is going on
Do you
here?
not take photos?
Yeah. Oh. No, and when you're walking past, there's massive one. They're bum, 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 they've got these like gold bling on, right? And like bum, 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 knocking on the window, and they're like, "Hey, baby, 20 euro." I was like, "Whoa, you'd have to pay me more than that." I'm sorry.
Well, that's me. We actually paid for my mate to go in one of those windows, and that he said was worse than the blue light because he said she annihilated him, and he had a condition where his foreskin's a bit too tight for his bell end, and he didn't get circumcision, so it used to hurt when pulling it back over his boner. And she got hold of his dick and apparently absolutely smashed the shit out of it, and it fucking caned him, and he came out almost in tears. He's like, I fucking don't know why I did that.
That's not a good time.
But he's a legend, that guy. I've got very much a lot of time for that lad.
Well, actually, there's one time we were out there, right, and there was this guy who was with Jim Tuckett and Cole's dad, and this guy says to me, Lynch, look, he's like, I don't want to cheat. I don't want to cheat my girlfriend, but I would very much like one of these prostitutes to lick my bumhole, like, look, ring it, just while I wank off. Right? And I was like, mate, they'll do that. You got to pay for it, but like, he's like, okay, look, but how much? Like 50 quid? I was like, I don't think, but we're in the glamorous part. The people...
He's got his diamond wedding anniversary coming up. You just fucked it, mate.
yeah. Well, no one will know which one it is, don't worry. And anyway, so we're in the glamorous part, right?
Yeah.
The 5-star, right? This is where people come and you can get turned down by prostitutes for not looking good enough. I've seen it happen. This guy crying in the middle of a bridge. Right, He come all the way from the USA. I knew this because we were like, what's the matter? Makes he scream, and he goes, I've come all the way from the USA and I can't even get fucked by a prostitute. Fuck, sorry, mate.
Yeah, the wrong way about it. Standing here crying, lads.
Yeah, it was like, you need to follow me to Monster Alley, mate. I'll help you out. But anyway, he says, right, I don't want to spend too much money on it though. So we go inquire. Some people shutting doors in his face, right? And see this other one, she's like, €250. And he's like, I could sleep with 5 for that. He's like, that seems a lot. And I went, well, you could get it for cheaper, I reckon. But you got to come with me. So, and anyway, as we're walking, we bump into Jim Tuckett, Cole's dad, everyone. Like, we're all like, right, let's go. Right, just follow me. We're all going down here. We're trying to get this kid's asshole licked while he wanks off. There are no secrets in damn. So anyway, we all go off, and we get to like this Monster Alley, and they're all fun. This lot, and they're all banging and banging on the window and talking about it. It's like, right, how much to lick his in front of everyone? We're like, how much to lick his arsehole while he wanks off? And she's like, €20. And we're like, €20, mate. You can't beat €20. And he goes, look, this is the thing. And he goes, look. The thing is, I just want someone really fit to lick my ass. I don't know. It's like I wouldn't let her lick my ass. Right? I was like, oh, well, now you got standards, right? You're talking about someone licking your asshole. Now you got standards. It's like, right. Anyway, in the meantime, this lady of the night is getting a little bit more feisty, right? And she thinks, you, right? And she looks at me and she goes, no, €20, I'll lick your asshole. And I was like, my asshole. She goes, yeah. And then everyone else goes, go on, Lynch. And they're like, Lynch. Right? And then like, this prostitute as well was going, Dinch. It's like, yeah. And I was like, look. As much as peer pressure's got something to go, it goes a long way. I'm definitely not doing it. And anyway, like a bolt of lightning, because I was hesitating. I was like, I'm just not doing that. Cole walks straight up and goes, right, €20, done. And then she's like, yeah, goes off, right? This is in front of his dad. In front of his dad. And he walks off.
His dad looked horrified.
His dad's got this face.
3 generations.
Mate,
he's like, that's my son, because Carl was probably still up. He was steaming at that point still.
Yeah. He was off
and his dad was a bit unimpressed anyway that his son was steaming at 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was.
I mean, proper lads' holidays when you're sort of out. But yeah, so anyway, in front of his dad, he walks straight in there. Yep, €20. Gets up to the window, way out the window, and then you're sort of laughing. We're sort of then quizzing his dad like, "Are you proud?" And he's just like, "Well, I've had prouder moments, but yeah." And anyway, he comes out And we were like, right, we got to make sure what happened. So we asked her what happened, and then she was like, no, I did his arsehole. And then he was like, what? You did it like what, with a dildo? And then he was like, no, not with a dildo. And then she laughed and was like, yeah. He was like, no, I didn't. Tell the truth. And then she was like, no, I just did that. And then, so he didn't even get a licked arsehole out of that. But
she lied, misselling.
Missold product. So she just lubed him up,
Ombudsman.
2 fingers, and off he went. But yeah, and then the dad's face.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Absolute legend. Yeah, I remember that. We soon afterwards got on the plane and left. We fucking thought, fuck it, we got all this weed, we can't take it through customs. Chucked it all in one zoot, and then I remember being
Chucked
very
it in
scared.
one
Zoot.
Spliff. Like, we had
Spliff.
like,
Oh, okay.
about
Joint.
70 quid's worth of weed in one zoot, smoked it, and we were all just sat there like looking at each other like shitting ourselves. But yeah, fucking then got on a plane and then sailed home. It was actually quite nice if you get past the paranoia stage. You know, you just realise that it's just a nice way to end a lovely lad's holiday.
There is.
Once you get past that stage.
I mean, there's something about Amsterdam though. The people are so laid back and liberal. Like in the UK, obviously weed's illegal, so little kids think, oh, it's cool. Oh, let's do it there. We're cool. We'll smoke it in the morning and all that. But out there, they're just so laid back, so they're used to it. It's like if you are smoking a joint first thing in the morning, it's like someone who's drinking a can of lager first thing in the morning.
That's it,
It's
yeah.
not impressive. You just think alcoholic, jog it. Yeah, but out
Well,
there,
the
it's
coffee
laid
shops,
back.
yeah, love it, don't they? Fucking open first thing. I mean, when we were in our teens, we used to go there and I remember one time we kept a little nugget of every single weed we'd smoked. And when we were in our teens, we didn't really do the whole red light thing. We just used to do coffee shop crawls, you know, and go visit all the coffee shops and sample as many strains of cannabis as possible. And we brought back, through customs, like literally every single, like, bit of everything we tried. And Christmas Day, it was Christmas Eve, we came back. Christmas Day, we were literally hoovering all this stuff. It was pretty nice, but we were pretty reckless because we just didn't care. We just took take through customs and not think about it. This one time I put it up my arse and thought, oh, wicked, I'm
No, you
on the
didn't.
plane.
You didn't.
I'm on the plane, I'm fine now.
You
I
muled
say-
yourself.
No, I didn't put it up my arse actually, that's bollocks, because I'm actually quite a little bit fat. I chucked it in my groin. So it's like, you know,
didn't
a skinny
insert it,
guy.
but you
No, I
did it
didn't.
in your
It didn't. Yeah, it's in my pants. I just chucked it in my groin. I thought, I'm on the plane. I've got through customs.
You must
Me
have
being a bit of
wrapped
an
it up
idiot.
well, right?
No, it was a bit of hash, so it didn't stink. I
Okay.
thought, yeah, it's fine. Chucked it in my groin. Got on the plane. Took it out. Chucked it in my inside coat pocket. Get through to English customs. Excuse me, guys. Want to give you a quick search. Search the suitcase. I was sitting there thinking, what the fuck have I done? Why did I do that? And then they fucking stupidly just searched my suitcase, go through it all, and Carl's actually hidden some hash in his suitcase, in his jeans. They search the suitcase, don't find the hash in his jeans, so he's got away with it. Me, dickhead me, puts it on my person and then takes it out of the secrecy hiding place, puts it in my coat pocket, waiting to get the body search and the pocket search. They go through the suitcases and they're like, you're right, lads, on your way. And they didn't search my pocket. Like, if they'd actually followed protocol, when they do a search, if you watch these airport programs, they're supposed to do the suitcase search and then the body search. Like, and I've seen like people nearly get away with it in the part on these like programs where they had it strapped to them, nearly get away. And they're like, oh, sorry, sir, we had to do a body search as well. Then they get fucked. And I luckily didn't get that happen to me. So after that, I realised I ain't fucking taking it back to England now. I'm keeping the weed to Amsterdam. It's not worth it, is it? You know.
And in case
Yeah.
any police officers are out there watching, this is just recorded for entertainment purposes, and this didn't actually happen.
Yeah, that's it. I am not a drug smuggler, people.
Disclaimer.
To be honest, it was only for personal use. I would never have sold that. It's fucking too good.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, like on the plane over, even everyone just goes into party mode when you're from the easy jets from where
Crikey.
over. Like we
That bottle of
polishing
vodka I caved
yeah,
on the way
we
there.
just started smashing vodkas out.
Told the air hostess to search your muff. She went ballistic.
No!
I only had to be like, sorry about my mate, he's drunk. Like, calm down. She was like, one more outburst like that, you're off this plane.
Did you know?
I went to sleep after that.
They can-
When you're up in the air, apparently it can be up to like 3 times more drunk than.
Oh, yeah,
than,
hits you
like,
3 times harder.
So if you had 1 shot, it'd be like you had 3.
Fair play.
no, that's probably why we got so wrecked. I mean, we were absolutely steamed. But this whole plane was bouncing
Yeah,
like
it
football
was.
hooligans. At first, everyone was quiet, and then the whole thing's like bah bah bah, everyone going wild. Like I've been on a plane where I'd previously met a girl in England, and anyway, I remember her saying, "Oh no, God." She was a bit funny about meeting up because her boyfriend, she just broke up with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was there that night. They'd been together a couple of years, all that, I don't know. But anyway, I see this girl and I'm like, oh, I swear I recognise her. I turn around to my man, I'm like, I swear I recognise that girl. And he's like, nah. I was like, mate, I pulled her the other day, I swear down. And he's like, that's unlikely though, isn't it? And I was like, look, shit, I bet that's the boyfriend. She's got back with him afterwards. And I was like,
I remember this one.
right? And then I was like, right. I was like, watch this. I was like, no. And then I said a local club where we'd met. So I was like, mate, this is like, because we were stuck on the runway. I was like, come on, mate, this is boring. We'd rather have gone to Sheik's, right? As soon as I said Sheik's, like radar, they turn around like Sheik's. And then they see me, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then she sort of waved. I was like, oh yeah.
The boyfriend was like, oh, Sheiks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sheiks.
she was probably sitting there sweating.
And he's like, oh, Bogdan boys. Oh. And then we ended up talking to him afterwards because like we were all getting our bags and stuff. He's like, oh, you're not from Bogdan? Yeah, we are. And she's like,
she's bricking it like,
but then I did like a tour guide because we know Amsterdam so well by this point. I was just like, yeah, look, go to Banana Bar strip club, right? You love it. They'll take care of you in there, right? And that is definitely go to the Banana Bar strip club, middle of the red light. Go see Harry Cunt.
Yeah, Harry Cunt.
Tell him the boys sent you. And but we back in the day we used to get in there free and everything, and just our names was enough to sort of go in for free afterwards.
Harry loved us, mate. He really did, and all the guys there, we actually built up such a good like rapport with him.
Dave behind the
basically
bar,
like you guys aren't
Michelle.
paying, you can come upstairs for free.
Oh
like,
yeah, because it was like 50 quid to get in or 50 euros to get in.
but we
right?
did used to go about 2-3 times a year. So
Oh, yeah.
proper Rickies.
I mean, we paid for that VIP status, really. But, like, yeah, it used to be like 50 quid, and then you would get a little token, right, which would get you a drink when you're in there. And then all the strippers, you see, they come in, and they come up and they cuddle you, and they're all looking stunning and stuff. And then they're like, hi, can I get you a drink? And then everyone goes, oh, yeah, okay. And they're like, okay, what do you want? And they're like, a beer. He's like, okay, a beer. And then she'll say, can I have your token? Not getting you a drink at all. They're just getting you a drink, and they want you to buy them a drink. And but anyway, yeah. So they would say, "Oh, can we get you a drink?" And we're like, "Yeah, go for it. We'll have a beer, whatever." And then they were like, "Okay, where's tokens?" Like, oh, yeah. No, we don't get tokens. We just come in free. And I don't even know if they believed us. We're like, we don't pay to come in here. They're like, what are you talking about? We've done our dues paying to get in here. But like, they loved us. They absolutely loved us because like we didn't
really treat them like strippers. We just wanted to like hang out.
We
They
just
didn't
having a laugh.
understand why we weren't seedy with them like all the other punks.
Well, no, not even that, right? Because I talked to a girl and she's which one was it? What's it? Well, I've forgotten their names now.
Amber,
mate.
wasn't there?
No, there was
Sky.
Amber, Sky, the two Hungarians.
Gina.
Gina, yeah, that was it. Gina, well done. Well, see, she knows.
Yeah.
Right, so it's Gina, and she goes, no, well, most of the time you walk up to people like men, and they're like, oh, what do you want to dance? And they're like, yeah. They're like, what do you want? And they're like, I don't know. And they're like, okay, look, come over here. I'll give you a like 35 euro dance where they sort of lap dance and stuff. And they haven't got a clue. They're like shells of a man.
Like a little bit scared.
So like a deer in headlights. They have no idea what to do. They came up to us and they're like, hey guys, do you want to dance? It was like, no, I don't want to fucking dance. What I want you to do is go over to him, right? Tell him you're going to give him a dance, but then actually, get out his ass as if you're going to whip it, right? But before you whip
Slick
it,
Rick's ass.
yeah, Slick Rick's ass. We were like, before you whip it, I want your mate to come in with a cocktail straw, shove it up his ass, and then when he's like, then start whipping him. And they're like, what the fuck? You lot are crazy. We're like, what? No, seriously, how much? And they were just like, what? And
Orchestrating it.
mate, yeah, we were orchestrating like shows and getting loads of people over, and then it wasn't long before we was up on the poles dancing with them.
Yeah, I was saying, I don't want you to dance for me. I want to dance for you, bitch.
Yeah, that was it. It was like, how much would you pay me for a
Yeah,
dance?
I took him proper good dance. I said, she was like, you know,
But
you
they
pay
liked
for me to do blah blah. I'm like, no, I'll tell you, I'll pay for you to have a roast dinner with me tomorrow. And she was fucking up for it.
Mate,
That's my number.
She actually loved Dan. He was like, oh, I'd make you a roast dinner any day or something. And she
Yeah.
was like, he's sweet. I want to meet him. And it's just so much fun with that lot. But like they would start dragging us into the back room, doing shots of their vodka and stuff. And then we got on with the staff so well because again we were having a right laugh. Like the geezer who used to run the place was called Michelle. He's left now, mate.
Legend,
Massive
absolute
Dutch kid, just looked like a
Ex-porn star, wasn't
mate.
he? He was
Like,
an ex-porn star.
I don't know if he actually was, but he's got massive spades on him and that. And he's like the sort of guy who's like, hey, come here. And he's like, what? He goes, you see her? I was fucking her last night. And you're like, right? And he goes, she just asked me, oh, Michelle, can I go home early? And he went, fuck off, get back to work.
Didn't he have that classic line about someone said, "Oh, that your dick," and he was like, "Wrong leg" or something.
Yeah, it was like,
you say, "Ben, I wasn't there for that moment."
No, it's like, you know when you go, hey, 1-0, like you sort of pointing at the floor and then people look down and stuff.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, people are just doing that shit, like weird stuff. And then it's like Grove like points and he goes, "Oh, what's that lump by your ankle?" Michelle looks down. He goes, "Oh, it's your dick in it." He's like, "Wrong leg." Just he's an absolute boy, that guy.
Geese, yeah.
But no, I remember one time we go there, right? Because I mean, when we got VIP status, I mean, we really did start getting VIP status. Like, there was a queue of about 200 odd people, right? And the five of us were like, we won't even go in. We'll just go chat to Harry and that. Harry Cunt's a bull doorman, absolute legend, right?
Funny guy. It was on Facebook till they banned him.
No, I think no. Do you
His
know?
name was Harry Cunt.
No,
He changed it by default.
No,
he's genuinely called Harry Cunt.
He took himself off social media because of the little fanboy mugs, right? Because what was happening, right? You'd get loads of people that meet him. Harry Cunt would do a great intro, by the way, right? So he would sell this place to you like, wow, I want to go in here, right? And he was like the best, real salesman on the door and a right laugh. But what would happen is he's doing that 10 times a day, every night, right, for a year. Someone's been to Amsterdam once in their life, and they were going on social media, "Hey, Harry, do you remember me? Yeah, you remember me? We were like with these guys." And he's like, "Okay, sorry guys." And he's like, then they would get insulted and say that he was out of order and that. So he's like, "I just had to take myself off social media because a lot of people crying about it."
Fair.
But yeah,
To be famous.
to be famous. But yeah, he's pretty much famous, mate, out there.
Yeah.
But we like went up and we're like, I would just speak to Harry and a couple of the doormen and that we all know. So we were like, right. So we walked to the front of the queue, and when he sees us, he's like, "Oh, boys, it's so busy tonight. The main honcho who runs the place. He's got a lot of places, like a lot of franchise or areas in the red light that he owns. Everything goes through him." And he's like, "He's up there. We're at capacity. I'm not sure I can get you in, boys." I was like, "That's all right. No, we just come for a little chat." And then we were like, "Is Michelle working?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, well, we'll just say all right to Michelle as well, if that's all right." He's like, "Yeah, you and Cole go up." So me and Cole go up. We're like, "All right." And he's well excited, Michelle. "We're boys! Come here!" We're like, "Hey, Michelle, how you doing?" And he's like, "Where the fuck are the boys?" And I was like, "Well, Harry said, we're not sure if we could get in tonight because it's full." He goes, "You go downstairs, you tell that bull cunt I said let you in right fucking now." Alright, so we're like, "How are you, cunt?" He said, "Let us in." And he's like, "Alright," so because it's like 1 in, 1 out. And anyway, when we get up, everywhere's packed, the seats are all busy, everything's packed, swab. And there's these boys all sat down around the table, right? And Michelle goes, "Excuse me, you boys are all sitting in my friend's seats. You need to move." And I know, and we were like, what? You don't have to do that, right? And this guy was like, "Well, we were sat here first." And he's like, "Maybe you didn't hear me. Get the fuck out." Right? Yeah, and then we sat down, right? And then we were like, "Hey," like Dave all behind the bar and that. We're like, well, they were like, "What are you drinking?" We said beers, and they bring over this like tray of beers to the table, right? First ones are all free and that, so put them all the girls come over, like the strippers, they're all screaming like, "Ah, how you doing?" Like cuddling us and having a laugh, because again, we would have a laugh with them all night, not just like seedy people like. So yeah, they all come over. We knew a lot of them by name. Half of them once we knew him, we'd still pay loads of money for him to do loads of stuff. Don't get me wrong, but like half of them were almost jealous because we didn't give them that attention because we knew who we knew. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of rivalry, but anyway, we got this lot and we sat down. There's beers over, and the girls come out and they're all kissing and hugging on you, like genuinely excited. And this geezer's next to me, right, and he just turns to his mate. And he goes, "Fucking hell, I wish we got a reception like that."
The thing is, like at the Banana Bar, it's fucking downstairs. We haven't even got onto there where the show is. I mean, I don't like you can pay €50 and you get this like.
No, I've never even been down to that show.
Yeah, mate. It was my mate's birthday. This bird wrote him a birthday card, and the handwriting in this birthday card, it's beautiful. It's better than I could ever do, you know. And she did it by putting a pen in her vagina and squatting over a birthday card, and then wrote to beep. Happy birthday, love from, and her name. And
That
it was
is
like
pretty crazy, isn't
beautiful, amazing. Like I love it. Like, they basically have this. It's the Banana Bar. So the big, you know, the deal breaker is, you know, girl puts a banana in her, and guys get to eat the banana out of
Afterwards,
her,
yeah. That's
well, no,
their
not
sort of
afterwards. They peel it inside her, this inner, and you get to take a bite. So that's one of the shows.
But we actually had this so many because we were doing lesbian shows and stuff. We were like, I can't eat any more bananas. Like, seriously, they were like, well, you got to eat it. We were like, oi mate, just some random guy. Should come have a mouthful of banana. Like that, you're right.
This one time, this girl was like laying there and she had a dildo and she was letting everyone like dildo her. And I thought it was a bit weird, you know, like, why are you going to get turned on by just dildoing some random bird on a bar? You know, there's 6 guys, 6 of your mates stood there. And so I was like, Cole, turbo her, get the dildo and just absolutely turbo her.
No.
And he was like, okay, I'll do it. And then gets to it, he's like number 5. I think he was 4th, I was 5th. And then matey brother behind me, I won't mention, he was 6th. Yeah, we're all taking it in turns. And Carl does it, and he does it like quite big movements, and she's like, no, gentle. She's kicking off because she's obviously not lubed up, probably a bit painful. Yep. Gets to my turn, so I get fucking turbo like track and field skills. She goes ballistic, throws the dildo at me, pours my drink down the sink, and then matey brother was waiting in turn behind me. Didn't get a go. He was like, oh, for fuck's sake, mate! I'm creasing up like, go fuck yourself. Yeah, I thought, fuck it. Like, who wants to really like? What? I'm not going to get all into that. Oh, yeah, nice strokes. Oh, I'm going to wank over this later. I'm like, fuck off. I'm going to just turbo you and have a good story to tell on the podcast.
Well, and then, because the Casa Russo, which is another sex show, that was the first one we went to. And they're talented girls in there. Like, I've seen, like you say, the vagina thing, right? Yeah. She put lipstick in a vagina and then pulled someone out of the audience. You got these little what's that word?
What?
Participation badges. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
And if you hold that up, it means you can be part of the show, basically. And anyway, she picks some random geezer out of the show, takes his top off, and then lays him on the floor. And she wrote like a heart and her name on his chest. It was amazingly done. Like,
this
great
is
artwork.
really articulate. Like they must have since a very young age. We won't get into how young. They must have been practicing that at home, because there's no way you pay someone to learn that skill. They have to bring that skill to the club.
100%. Yeah. and then
we send you to pussy writing school.
Have you seen him smoking a cigar, like a massive Cuban cigar, like toking away? And it's like,
yeah,
it's amazing. And then she obviously finishes it off by she's smoking a cigar and she gets to a squat position, right? And she gets an old like ping pong ball, fires it into the crowd, and I just thought, it's the best ending I've ever seen.
Yeah, we played Catch the Dildo. This one girl, she was chucking dildos in there and she was pushing these dildos out and thrusting them, and everyone was bungling. They couldn't catch it, and I've got quite a mathematical brain, so I was watching it, and I was watching how the dildo went. I was working out the trajectory and the angle and getting it right. I knew where this was going. So it got to my turn, fucking caught the dildo, mate. I loved it. Like, I know.
Did everyone cheer?
Oh, of course they did. They're drunk in Amsterdam. They fucking
go wild, don't they?
Oh, what a moment!
That's my claim to fame.
Well, I tell you what,
done nothing else in my life.
My favourite night in Amsterdam. Oh, there's so many. But anyway, one of my favourite nights, if not the favourite, was the ice bar night.
I missed that night.
You weren't there.
I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
Oh, you weren't there.
No, I wasn't.
Shit got real.
Yeah.
So, have you ever been drunk in a place? Like you've been drinking all night and you're fine, but you go outside into the cold weather and it hits you, and then you're like really pissed.
See, people have told me that this is a thing. I mean, for me, I've never experienced
Mate,
it.
that's hit me so many times where I'm fine and I'll go out and like boom, it's like being hit by Tyson or something, and you don't remember anything until the next day, right? But anyway, it turns out when you drink in subthermal conditions a lot, you get fucked up, like really fucked up. So, Millie, right? Shout out, Millie. We used to go to. This isn't an incriminating story, so I don't mind using your name. But college, and you know, she came over from Canada.
Yeah.
So I actually like got to know her quite well because we ended up going not only Feltham, but we went to college together as well for like a couple of years. And it turns out, like we're talking, she travels the world, like literally all over the world. She's been everywhere, and she was talking to me, and we said basically on Facebook, oh yeah, we're going to Amsterdam on this day, and she's like, oh yeah, because I'll be close. I could fly into Amsterdam. I'll meet you on a night out. And I was like, oh fuck yeah, that sounds good. Let's go. Like you have a right laugh with us. Fucking hell. Like we will be getting fucked up. We're going wild. And she's like, no, fuck it, 100% I'm meeting you. And she even texted me the day before, like, yep, you still on it? I'm going to meet you tonight. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm on it. I'm excited to see you. Shit got real, I know. I didn't pick up my phone. I didn't hear it. But what happened was we went to the ice bar. And let me just tell you about the ice bar, because there's probably people listening or watching that's gone to the ice bar and thought, what are they talking about? It's shit. And I'd agree with you, but you didn't go with us. Yeah. so we go in there, right?
Alcohol's free in the ice bar, isn't it?
Mate, right. Right,
No,
let's
certainly
get it.
not.
So what? Right. So what happens? We go in there, right, and they give you these thermal jackets because it's minus 40 downstairs in the freezer, and they give you these 3D glasses, and we didn't know this when we bought tickets, right? And they said, here's your tokens for your drinks, and there was 2 tokens, and I was like, all right, what's these for? They were like your 2 drinks, and I was like, okay, that's cool, I'll take that. Got these 3D glasses, right? And I'll go straight to the bar. Everything's ice bar. You drink out of ice cups, right? So you drink your pint out of an ice pint thing, and you drink your shots out of a nice shot glass. Cool. We go in there, right? There's this throne, Game of Thrones style, but in ice, right? And that's where you can pay to get your pictures taken and all that.
With the photo.
With the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah. No photo. We'll get to that. But the first thing they do, right, because there's a bar, there's no one standing behind it. I was like, okay. And then they was like, we're getting ushered. Like, go and make your way through for the film. I was thinking, what fucking film is this? I was like, they're giving us 3D glasses, but I thought we were going to see something fun. Like, I thought, fuck it, it's Amsterdam. This could be amazing, 3D film. What are we about to see? Right? And then we all sit there, right? And everyone's like, shh, quiet, film starting, right? And then the worst CGI graphics you could imagine, right? There is a woman, a blonde woman, in like, she's just wearing basically like a sequin skirt, but she's trying to be a mermaid, right? And she goes, let me take you on a journey, right? And she's shuffling, right? And it's going through, like she's standing in front of a really shit green screen as you're travelling through the ocean. And I took one look at this, and I went, what the fuck is this? Right? And I was like, oi, what is this? And they were like, it's a film. I was like, fuck this, right? Fucking launched my glasses, fuming. Like, I'm getting a beer, right? And then the other boys were like, a bit more patient than him. I was like, yeah, I'll see you in a minute. So I walk out, and I was at the fucking bar. I said, oi, mate, I want a drink. And he goes, oh, yeah, you got to wait till the interval in the film, and then after the film you can have your second drink. And I was like, no mate, I need a drink. You're stopping me getting pissed. And he goes, all right then, like, he'll come over. Next thing you know, all of us lot have come over, like, they're all like, what the fuck is this? Shit, right? And then so anyway, we go up, and he was like, there you go, bang. So I want a shot and a pint. And he was like, right, I'll do your drinks together. He's like, okay, bing, bing. And I was like, right, boys, what you having? And they said, oh, let's do a load of... Because upstairs in the bar, it was like 4 shots for a tenner. So we were like, right, mate, it's 20 quid. Give us 8 shots, right? And then he goes, no, you can't have that. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, you can't drink down here. He's like, what are you talking about, my friend? He's like, you're allowed your 2 drinks, but that's it. And he's like, you've had them. I was like, no, mate, right. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll go upstairs, buy drinks, and then bring them down here. That's what he's saying. He's like, no, once you go upstairs, you can't come back down. And I was like, look, mate, right, we need to drink alcohol. I'm either going to go upstairs and buy a bottle and come back down, or we're drinking here, right? And then he like, but we're not in an aggressive way, but in a quite a fun but outraged way. We're like, this is not what we signed up for. Bearing in mind, tickets for this place was about 35 quid.
Expensive, yeah.
And we were like, nah, mate, like we're drinking. So he goes, all right, we'll do you drinks. So we start lining them up and drinking. Next thing you know, there's this other group. I think they were like Luton boys or something. And then it all starts a bit of bants, between us all. They're sort of chanting their sort of local town songs. We're chanting ours. And then within about half hour, 40 minutes, we're going so wild, right, that the Luton boys all started chanting Bognor songs. Right?
What Bognor song? Was it Old Bognor Town?
It was Old Bognor Town.
Oh, Bognor
It's what's
Town.
up, fool?
Right?
It's
Yeah.
not default.
But so what happened then was everyone started joining in. And everyone started getting really pissed. I mean, really pissed. You get pissed at -40. And then all of a sudden, there was no one behind the bar. So people started just walking behind the bar, pulling their pints. Right? I'm not going to say who started it. But there was someone who started it. And then everyone followed suit. And then next thing you know, there's someone going, mate, I paid for a shot. And he's got his hood up because he got the thermals on. He goes, mate, I paid for a shot. I'm still waiting for a shot. He goes, oh, okay, here you go. Drinks the shot. And then he walks round to the other side of me, puts his hood down. Mate, I'm waiting for a shot as well. And he goes, oh, sorry, mate. Pours him a shot. And it was just like complete carnage. Next thing you know, we're just putting cash on the thing and he just goes, boys, just bang, there's the bottle. And we were like, what? Just smashing everything. And then we started taking photos and then we thought they were just joking about everything. Because they were like, you can't drink down here. We thought they were joking. And then they let us drink. And then they were like, oh, no, you can't take photos down here. You got to pay for them. And we were like, yeah, all right, get in a photo. So then we started doing selfies with them, and they were just like, and this guy said he turns around to his boss, he's like, what are we going to do? And he just went, just serve them what they want, mate. Just go for it, just get on with it. So everyone then were like, we went up on the Games of Phone tower and they're like, well, you got to pay for photos here. We're like, yeah, get in a photo, mate. Like, picked up the bar geezer, like, ran in behind, like, hey, no photo. We're all taking photos. And then, yeah, we're just going wild. Like, Slick Rick, he's mauled, right? And you can tell he's pissed, right? He picks up this frozen blue tulip, right? And it does look beautiful. It's a big block of ice, right? Which has got this tulip inside it. And he's just looking at it. And I'm like, Rick, what you doing? He's like, I'm taking this home with me, mate. It's like, how are you going to get out of here, Rick? He's like, oh, that's what I'm thinking. He's like, it's a bit big to get under my jumper in. I was like, Rick, it's going to melt. I was like, it's ice. It will melt. You can't get it home, mate, right? Still a bit of common sense left in me. And Rick's like, oh, yeah, didn't think about that. Right? And next thing you know, he's just got this thing. He's like, bang, and tries smashing it, and of course his frozen solid, so I mean this tiniest little chunk of ice comes off the floor, but it makes a right noise and everyone just turns around and looks at him like, and I'm like, Rick, what you doing? And then Rick just goes, oops, sorry. But yeah, just absolutely mauled. But then later that night, right, we go up to the upstairs bit. There's like this massive polar bear thing. It's like a 10-foot teddy bear. We're all picking that up. Like, staff are coming out. We're like taking photos of them, picking them out. Like, just going wild. Like, and they were like loving it. Like, up on the bar. Like, just turned this place into a party. And everyone involved was just going wild, loving it. And then we were like, right, boys, on the walk home, got Carl and that. End of the evening sort of thing. Like, oh yeah, got a bottle of champagne. Got a big bottle of champagne back in the hotel. Right, let's go just chug that. Of course we're like, yeah, it's a great idea. So anyway, we go back to this hotel, and he pops it, me, Slick Rick, and Cole all drinking it, right? And then Cole like spills a bit on himself, and he goes, "Oh," we're sort of laughing, it sprays up, and we're laughing. He goes, "Oh fuck!" And he just like gets naked, like I mean, completely stark bollock naked, right? And we're like push him out the bedroom door and lock it, like just get out the room, mate. Right, next thing you know, he's going, "Oh, good evening, you alright? They had a good night," and we were like, "Fuck off!" He's like talking to someone. It's about 3 or 4 in the morning, and then sure enough, we look through the like little peephole and that, and there's this couple there pissing themselves, laughing. Going, "You had a good evening." He's like, "No." And then we're like, "Right." So as we open the door, we're sort of crying, laughing like little girls, and then he's like, "Right. We got to walk. We got to go all the way downstairs. We're on the 4th story." He goes, "We got to go downstairs and say all right to the geezer. He's on his own. He's having a boring night at the hotel. Like the geezer on reception. We got to go downstairs."
So Carl wanted to go down and say hi to the
Yeah,
reception.
he wanted to go talk to him, cheer him up. Right?
That's sweet.
That is sweet. Completely naked, right? But he's like, "You boys, you go ahead." He's like, "Oh, I've got to make sure there's no children about." We're like, "Mate, it's 4 in the morning. There's not going to be no kids like mooching." He's like, "No, just make sure." So we're like, "All right." And then like, I was like taking the stairs, right? And Slick Rick took the elevator to each floor to make sure no one was about. Right? And then Slick Rick's waiting by the elevator with the fire hose, ready to just soak him. Right? Yeah, like I mean, he was about to trounce him. They've got this emergency hose, right, which I wouldn't recommend doing. But he's ready to get him, and then anyway, we're like, "Where is he?" And we get down to the reception. Like, where is he? He's gone, and he's managed to find a completely different place from us, right? And so anyway, I'm sort of laughing. I'm like, "There's no one on the desk of this hotel right now, right?" And we're sort of creasing up because we know Cole's walking around somewhere naked. And I know behind the desk there's CCTV monitoring everything. So I'm like, right. So I'm behind the desk, right? And then I see him mooching about. I'm like, "Oh, mate, he's over here." We're like pissing ourselves laughing. I'm like, "Mate, this would be hilarious. Can we get a copy of this somehow?" Right? So I'm pushing buttons to the desk, like, and I try and send this to myself. Next thing you know,
Did you find him walking around on this?
yeah. He's mooching around naked, like, and he's sneaking in the corridor, and he's cupping his willy, like, and he's like looking around the corners and that. Right, and we're sort of creasing up, and then anyway, we get this geezer like, "What the fuck is going on?" Right, me and Slick Rick down there. I'm behind, right?
Oh no!
And then he comes up, and I'm like, "Yeah, problem, mate. What room number are you? I'll sort it out." So I'm trying to pretend I work there, right? And then he goes, "Oi, this is my seat." And we're like, "Oh, how you doing, mate?" And the next thing you know, Cole's perfect timing. That's when he decides to walk past this geezer. He's like, "What's going on? No, this is crazy." And then like Cole walks past him completely naked, like cock out and everything like this. Just goes, "All right, mate." Just walks past him. And then that's it. We're gone, just creased up laughing. And then this guy goes, "No, that's it. I call the police." Right, and with that, Slick Rick and Cole just sort of disappear, like slither upstairs. And I was like, "Hello, mate, you can't call the police. Like, we're having a laugh, mate. It's Amsterdam." And he goes, "No, this is too fucking crazy." It was like too crazy for Amsterdam. He's like, "Right, you're out." And I was like, "Look, no, it wasn't even my hotel." I was like, "Look, mate, we've got nowhere to go. It's freezing cold. Like, look, we'll leave in the morning." And he goes, "Yeah, in the morning, you're out." And I was like, "In the morning?" And he goes, Yeah, first thing in the morning, you're out." And I was like, "Fair, let's go." So like, we just got a bed to sleep. Anyway, I couldn't be asked to walk to my hotel. So they got two sort of double beds upstairs. So I told the boys situations. First thing in the morning, you're out. I was like, like that. So he pulled the bed like half in front of the door. Slick Rick double bolts it, and then we all pass out. And then next morning, Slick Rick, they're banging the door. "Hey, you have to leave. Get out!" Right? Us, me and Cole, just completely unconscious. Like, I'm not even like stirred. Right, and Slick Rick sitting there, like, he didn't want to answer him, so he just like hid under the covers and that, like, "We're not leaving." And then eventually they gave up, and we just sort of snuck out one by one, and we stayed. It was fine, and they didn't get kicked out of the hotel, so that's what I was doing.
Yes, such a fun one.
It's a shame I missed that night.
Mate, if you were there though, there was so much going on, mate. It was absolutely
I was out that
hilarious.
weekend, but I missed that night. I think that might have been, I don't know why I was. Maybe I was coming out on a different flight or something. But I definitely. Did I miss that?
You
weekend?
just bottled it that
Right.
weekend.
You have to look through pictures.
Savage, really savage. Would have been a fucking fun night.
Mate, honestly, there was so much going on. Oh, and then to top it off, the very next day, I see my phone. I've got all these missed calls from Millie, who obviously travelled to Amsterdam and that to see us. And then she's like, Chris, where are you? I'm here, where are you? All this. And then in the morning when I wake up, I get this one just going, I hope you caught syphilis.
Wicked.
So yeah, hilarious.
Did you?
Not as far as I know. No. 2 more.
Okay.
And you've got a story.
This is my one story.
One story.
Yeah.
Go on.
So we're all really excited to be in Amsterdam, and
Right, everyone judge in the comments. Right, how's Chow's storytelling skills? Let's go. 10 out of 10 fun.
Storyteller.
Epic.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, so we went to the Bulldog Cafe.
Yep.
And I was really excited because I've never smoked any weed before. Right.
He's like, what? Yeah.
And
The room is pure.
and I thought it would be a good idea to get a space cake.
To try. When in damn.
Yeah.
Hey, of course.
So I was like, oh, Chris, can we get a space cake? So we got one each. And then they played that Robin Thicke song, which is like the Amsterdam
That
song.
became
isn't
the
it?
Amsterdam tune, yeah.
Woo! You know that one.
Yeah.
And we were like, cool. And we decided to go back to the hotel. And did we eat it there? Or did we
Oh
eat
yeah,
it
we
at the
smashed
hotel?
it. And then we were like,
We
oh, it
ate
didn't do
it.
anything.
And yeah, so nothing was happening, you
Takes a few
know.
hours.
Actually, I think what happened actually, we were like, oh, we'll do half each. And then we were like, nothing happened, and then we got one each.
Yes.
And
yes,
we
you're
went
right.
wild and ate
Yeah.
another one each.
So
We got a dud.
Yeah.
we basically had a whole muffin each.
Mm-hmm.
So we ate the muffin, and I was excited. And I was like, what's going to happen? You know? Anyway, we decided to go back to the hotel, and we were waiting for the other group who were, still travelling to Amsterdam. And
That was you lot.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Because
and
you got
Carl.
delayed. You ended up in Belgium.
This would be when my car broke down.
Yeah.
And then, for some reason, we decided to drive that year, or not that year, whenever it was. But I don't know. That's the only time I've only ever driven that one other time. But yeah, my car broke down, and we got stuck in Belgium. But we still had a good night out there. I managed to get barred from some bar for smashing glasses or something. Just get carried away. I get this bee in my bonnet. I like to try and smash glasses without getting in trouble. Like I used to find bouncers and they'd be stood there like nightclubs, and I'd just smash a glass near their feet and then turn and talk to somebody and like pretend I'm having a chat with someone like they didn't, a random person.
That's a dickhead
That's
thing to do.
weird.
That's
The
a weird
bouncer,
thing to
bouncer
do.
would be like looking around like who smashed their glass, and eventually they'd realise it was me and they'd launch me downstairs.
And usually it's like everyone accuses him of being such a nice guy.
I am a nice guy. I just don't like glasses. I've got a vendetta against them. Like bottles.
That's why English
Yeah.
people can't have nice
That's
things.
why you've got a plastic bottle.
Exactly. They've got glasses. I've got bottle people.
Well, anyway, you go on, carry on.
Yeah, so we're in the hotel waiting for these guys. And, everything started to get a little bit funnier.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know if anything's happening. Maybe we should go back and eat another one, but everything's a little bit funnier, right? And
She's arguing with me at this point, right? 'cause
I thought it was a placebo.
she starts giggling, right, and thinks shit weren't funny, and she's like, right, and we're in a hotel room with all the boys, like everyone's in there, and just sort of planning our night out, and she's just giggling at everything, and she's like, no, and I was like, mate, you are caked off your nut, right? And she's no, it's
Nothing's happening.
It's just what he said is really funny.
It's a placebo, Chris.
And I've had no effect on me, and I'm like, it's because I'm a big guy, innit? Like, yeah, nothing. Because I don't smoke, I've got no built-up tolerance towards it. But I was like, yeah, it's just because I'm bigger, it hasn't hit me at all. And look at the state of her, like her eyes are all glazed, and she's giggling at everything.
It was like the stages. So anyway, Chris was sitting at the end of this bed on a chair, like a bit further away, and I was sitting down on the bed, and everyone was in there, and like everything was really funny, and I was having a good time. But then everything got a bit scary.
Paranoia.
Paranoia stage.
And it felt like you probably know what I mean, Dan.
Yeah, I do. It's shit scary.
You know when you're in the room, right, and you feel like you're in the room, but you're like outside of it, like you can see everyone, but you just feel like you're not really there.
Yeah. Right. It's an out of body experience going on.
No, I knew I was there, but I wasn't there. You know, it was like fuzzy.
But by this time, she just got into this stage, right? She's like, Chris.
And you had got into the...
And I just started pissing myself laughing. I was like, oh shit, I'm caked off my nut. Right? So I'm pissing myself laughing all of a sudden. And then I see her and she's like, Chris, can you just come here and give me a hug? And I was like, no. Like, and I found it hilarious. Hilarious. Like, that
I needed help.
And
like,
she was struggling. She was struggling.
Because when you feel like you're not quite in the room, everyone else is there. I felt like I needed someone to hold on to that meant I was in the room.
Yeah.
So I see her, right, and she sort of half squats off the bed,
like,
just grabbing onto my brother's arm, right, just to hold on as if she was going to fall over. That was it. I'm wetting myself laughing, like absolutely crying.
Because I could see him and I was like, oh, he's not too far away. I might be able to get him, you know. He's just sitting on the next bed. And I'm like, I might be able to get him. And then I went like that with my hand out and I was like, no, it's too far. And then I was like, Chris, will you come over? And then you were like, no. And I was just like...
And to make things worse, right, at this time, we've got the door open because it was like hot. And then the neighbours turned up. And the neighbours were three geezers, like proper lads. They're like, just walked into our room. Oh, boys! Because they were hearing us just go wild and having a laugh. And they're like, boys, you know, we can get some good coke. It's like, Amsterdam, mate, basically anyone you speak to down there will they'll probably get some good stuff and then like some talcum powder when you actually go to buy it. But anyway. Oh yeah, fucking yeah, we were up for it, mate. Fucking might have to smash some of their heads in and get some good stuff. Like, but anyway, when they're talking like coke and smashing people's heads, you see Charles getting scared,
sitting in the corner.
Sitting in the corner, right? So I think
I'm still on my own, by the way. I haven't managed to latch on to
haven't
anyone
latched
else.
onto him, but then I did go and move.
Still in that space.
I went and moved, and I did give you a little hug.
Yeah, yeah.
How nice of you, Chris.
So then everyone went out and we were like, we can't go out, you know. And so we were like, can we just stay here for a little bit? Chris and he was like, yeah. So we're staying in this room trying to calm down. And it had been maybe like a couple hours. And then you went, oh my God, my wallet is in our room. Right? Because we were in their room. And then you said, you know, we got to go get it. And I was like, please, I was like begging you, please, can we stay here? I don't think I can't get there, you know, can't get there.
And then I was like, right, I think it just hit me, paranoia stage, bang. And I was like, shit, my wallet's got my ID in it, yeah, it's got money in it, it's in my room. Those geezers are on about kicking people's heads in and that, they're lurking about.
Yeah,
right?
you were freaking
And I was like, my wallet's not on me. I was like, we got to go.
And it was kind of dark.
And I was like, got to go get a wallet, mate. Got to get a wallet. And she's like, no, don't leave me. And I was like, come with me then. And she's like, okay. And we both...
we were holding hands, weren't we? Like,
mate,
really
we both
slowly.
got to the top of the stairs. And you know what Amsterdam stairs are like? They're like suicide steps. They're like this wide, right? And they're just really steep. Yeah? Now you imagine that in the paranoia stage of a space cake where it hits you so much harder if you eat weed anyway, right? And these stairs just like tripled in size. It was like being at the top of Everest. So we were just grabbed onto each other. It was like, oh my God. And then we were like hugging this banister going down, like, don't fall, don't. Like, oh, she's like, come on, we can do it. Right, so we get down into my bedroom. I was like, right, we get in, and this bedroom was nice, right?
We were relieved.
Used to be an like prostitute's room. It was all like black tiles all over the wall. There used to be spotlights where the neons were up there. Lovely room. And we go in there and we lock ourselves in, and we're like, right, let's just chill here for a minute because we're not right. So we're laying down for about 20 minutes, and then we hear all this noise.
Because it had been hours, by the way. this whole thing not wearing off.
Well, it went on for about 12 hours.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, it
whole
was-
episode.
It
Like,
was
we were
crazy.
gone for the
It
evening.
was like, when are we going to feel normal again?
But,
Like-
but what happened? We started hitting all this like doof, 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 all this thuds, and then I'm like jacking the box up, like what the fuck
what
was
is
that?
this? What is this? What's going on?
And then hear it again, doof, 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 doof. And I was like, fuck. Them boys are back, and they're kicking in people's doors. They're breaking in, right? And I was like, what? So I'm wearing tracky bottoms
Oh,
at
can
the
I
minute.
tell this bit?
Go on.
Right, okay, so he gets up out of the bed and I'm like, what are you doing? You know, we need to wait until this passes. Anyway, he gets up and he's like, right. So then he pulls up his trousers like really high. He takes his wallet out of his pocket and then he goes over and he puts it in the fridge. And he's like, right. And then I
tucked my trackies into my socks to make sure I wouldn't trip over my own
And look
trackies. Look double hard, yeah.
and I was just like,
She's like, what are you doing? And I'm
"Please
like,
don't
well,
go out there, what are
I'm
you
going to
doing?"
go kick some heads in, right? And I'm well paranoid as well. And I'm like, right, like getting like a bit warmed up, like, yeah. And she's like, Chris, why have you put your wallet in the fridge? And I was like, well, there's a few of them. And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, if I get done, I don't want to lose my wallet. So if they come in, they're not going to look in the fridge for it. And I just thought it made perfect sense. And anyway, I'm like, right. She's going, no, look, I've got a hotel's number. We'll just ring the hotel. And it's not your job to go fight bandits. And I was like, oh, fine. Like, if you can't get through to them, well, I'm going to go sort it out. And she's like, fine. So she rings in the hotel ring and like, it's really chilled out Dutch geezer. I'm like, hello? I'm like, mate, all your hotel rooms are getting kicked in. Like, they're getting robbed. These geezers wanted to buy coconut. I swear it's them, right? And basically, I was going to go kick their heads in for her, but my missus is kicking off. She said, it's your job to sort out. And he was like, okay. Let me just have a look. And he's like looking around and he goes, right, I'm just on the CCTV. And he goes, no one's kicking any doors. I was like, mate, there's proper banging. Like now, he goes, oh, the maids are making up rooms. They're putting out extra beds. I was like, oh my God. He's like, thanks for your call.
And
I was
I
like,
was
ready-
so happy.
Mate, I was like ready to call the SWAT team, mate, praying it out. And it's
It
like
was
people
awful.
upstairs just dragging
The
beds
fear.
out of a cupboard to make up a bloody another room. And there's me like ready to like thinking it's all kicking off.
So easy to prang out though, isn't it? You know, in Amsterdam. Like I remember the first time we did mushrooms out there. Like bought the mushrooms, then we went to a coffee shop. We just munched them all, and then we're all starting to spin out. The guy comes down and is like, what the fuck are these? Like, these trays. You've been eating mushrooms in here. And he points to a sign on the wall and says, no mushrooms. We're like, oh, shit. They kicked out the coffee shop. Next thing you know, we're walking down through the town, through Liedersplein, and Carl's like spinning out. He stops talking. He can't talk. He's frozen. And he's like, clutching onto me, like, Dan, like, I think there's a terrorist attack going on. I'm like, Carl, mate, we're just in the middle of Liedersplein. There's loads of flashing lights. It's dark, you know. It's looking wicked. Like, I'm
bless
really
him.
loving it. He's freaking out hard. So, bless him. He's convinced there's a terrorist attack. No one can convince him otherwise. So we take him back to the hostel we were staying at the time, and try and calm him down. I've heard, you know, through the grapevines before the internet, we were on our phones. You know, it was years ago. You know, and so it's what someone said. If you eat chocolate, this will bring you down off your mushroom trip. So I'm like, here you go, Carl, eat this, and put this chocolate in his hand. And he looks at the chocolate and looks at me like horrified, and he's now convinced himself that he shat himself. So I put the chocolate in his hand. He's literally fucking yeah, and he's
Mate,
just
I
unconsolable.
remember-
absolute
when-
mess.
I remember-
I thought, fuck this. I was like,
Were
you
you
guys
there
can
as
fuck
well?
yourselves. You can't
Yeah,
have any
I-
drugs. I'm off out and got pissed.
Yeah,
Had a good time.
so he tells me all about it because I wasn't there at the time, but he tells me, he's like, Lynch, right? Imagine, yeah, he's like, I'm sitting there, I'm horrified, I'm never going to live it down because I was like, oh, I put my hand down my trousers, it was shit all over my hand, I looked at the floor, there's poo like sprayed all over the floor, shit everywhere, I'm just crying, I'm like, I'm never going to live this down, everyone's going to rip me forever, I'm going to be like called shit break, everyone's going to rip me, it's crazy, I can't live it. And everyone who's in the room's going, mate, calm down, relax. It's not that bad. It's okay. And he's like, oh, I know. And anyway, he wakes up the next morning, right? And he's like, oh. And he's like, I can't even look. He's like, I just want to feel how bad it is, right? And of course, there's nothing there. And he's like, what? He's just completely spun out that he'd shit himself.
Absolutely
That's a bad
spooned
one,
out.
That's a bad one. That's a bad one.
I've never seen him ever spoon out like that. We've had loads of fucking mad ones like, but he's never spooned out like that. And he started. It was so bad. He started taking other mates with him. They started pranging out hard, you know. So, but that's it, you know. We just munched like double the recommended dosage because we're just a bunch of idiots, really. Thought it was a great idea. We were only about 19 at the time. And yeah, it was just carnage. But yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? You know, weed and mushrooms are so easy to be paranoid on. The one, like, I find that if you're doing any of those, I used to have a can of super tenants by me at all times. Like, doing that, as soon as I got the fear, I'd scold the super tenants and I'd be fucking
Ready
loving
to go
What's a
again.
superintendent?
It's a super strength
really
lager,
strong lager.
9% lager. One of those, and you're in the game.
That's weird.
Well, see, I remember, right, we were going to go out with a couple of the strippers, right, and they were talking about, oh yeah, we'll get this double-end dildo and blah blah. So anyway, we ended up with this like 16-inch double-end dildo, and we were like, well, what are we going to do beforehand? So we went back to like the hotel room, just get ready for the night out and that, and we are overlooking the red light district. We're on like the third story, overlooking the opposite canal from the Casa Russo. Casa Russo is a big sex show where everyone queues up. We mentioned it earlier. And anyway, I was just like looking at them, right? And people sort of, as they're doing, they're sort of looking and they look up and they're looking about, all waiting in the queue. So I grabbed this double-head dildo. I just like lean out the window and I'm just like, like that, right? And then all of a sudden people are like, hey, like looking up, right? And then I started going, €50! Who wants it? Like this, right? And then my brother and Jeff, like, they go out the opposite windows, right? And then we're like, hey, like tops off and that. And then before you know it, there's literally like a spectacle of about 500 or 600 people out in the street, right? It's just one of these things that happens in Amsterdam, right? So everyone's like all queuing up and they're all looking at what's going on, right? And people are laughing and people are making bids, right? And they're outbidding each other. And then out of nowhere, Gold just appears, right? We haven't seen him at this point on the holiday. He just appears, looks up, and he's like, how much? And it's like, we're up to 100. He's like, I'll give you 120 right now. And it's like, sold, come up, right? So anyway, he comes up through the bar, and we let him, and then there's a sort of suspense, because then I disappear indoors, right? And you can always feel the tension outside, right? And then when he comes up, he comes out, right? And we're both like arm in arm, and he's got the dildo in hand going, "Way!" And everyone like starts going, "Way!" Like cheering, going wild. It was like, mate, we just like by this point, it's probably like 1,000 people. Like going wild. It was like, mate, we just pulled our own crowd. It's just mad.
Yeah.
Amsterdam's such a like amazing place.
It's banging like the
so
canals,
many
like,
stories out there.
There's like there's like King's Day. We went out there once, and there's fucking like it's like a festival. It's like literally it's crazy. Like yeah, the canals just fucking just teeming with just parties. Like it's just crazy. It's amazing. It's like you can't really beat it as far as you know. Just if you like us, like we like to go out, and we realised from a young age that we didn't want to go out, you know, to pull or for a status. We just wanted to go out to see how test our bodies, see how absolutely obliterated we could get, and still tell at the end of it.
Well, I don't know. I did move on to get him pulled. But yeah, definitely going out. Like people who love to get wrecked, like people who play drinking games. I tried playing drinking games, right? And it was like people had to bounce a ball like beer pong off the table into your cup, right, so that you could down a drink. And it was like, well, what am I doing in the meantime? You are getting in the way of my getting drunk. Like, so it was like I just like had to drink like 2 or 3 drinks at the time. So it's like finally, yeah. It's like I hate drinking games. I just like getting smashed.
Ring of Fire, like drink to the king. You'd have like if you got a king, you have a pint glass in the middle. People just pour a bit of their drink in
that's
it.
the worst.
So it'd be mixed, and you get the 4th king. You got to skull it. I fucking always got that 4th king. I literally wanted it. Yes, I get this drink, and everyone would be like, "What you do? What do you want to drink?" I'm like, "I'm clocking for the 4th card. I want the 4th king." No one wanted it. I wanted it.
Anyway, look, we're going to have to wrap this podcast
Yeah,
up.
sad.
So that's
Sorry.
that's our first episode in the books. So people, if you tuned in and liked that, you are very morbid and twisted people.
We did it.
But we got other things lined up. So we're going to be getting interviews coming up, and we're going to be covering all sorts of things. It's not just going to be mindless nights out, but there will probably be a few because we've got a lot of stories on those sort of things. But yeah, we've got all sorts from sports, wrestling, gaming. We got a few things lined up.
Did Winston rape my arsehole?
Oh my god!
What?
Did Daniel get raped in Amsterdam by one of his friends?
Oh, that's the question.
That is the question.
Chris is convinced.
I'm convinced it happened.
I ain't.
Mate, you're alone in a bedroom. He thinks he went there, like, safely asleep in with his KFC bucket. He wake up with a really sore bumhole, and the only person there is a person with a sexual criminal record and was locked in a room with him. So I think that's enough for a criminal conviction on its own.
Yeah!
You definitely got raped. But you took it well. Took it like a champ.
I always take it like a champ.
God.
All right, cheers, guys. That's the first episode of the Nearly Famous podcast. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.